watch a video or two. So we have to have another cam, and we do.
I don't know
We
spoilers.
do. Oh,
But
I'm
the-
sorry.
That part's really funny. I was LOLing. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's a perfect length, too.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Just saw Crypt Daddy's first episode, which I didn't even know was coming. I laughed out loud more than I've laughed out loud at any Censored.tv host other than yourself. From Gay Person TV to his internet interviews, this guy is a national treasure. You know what I like, too, about him? Lily Singh, comedians of color, they've always got to just stay on the I'm brown and white people don't like that I'm on TV. He does some gimp stuff at the beginning, he acknowledges it, but then there's more to him than the fact that he's a gimp.
Yeah. And that's a way more oppressive lifestyle than, he doesn't have his legs. Lily Singh has her legs. She could run. It's funny,
I think
man.
that's why he's funny.
Yeah.
It's a survival instinct. And it's probably in all our DNA if you come up with ways to not get hit with a giant rock.
Me and Anthony Cumia were talking about that in Orlando. I was like, dude, we had froze, we had acne, our teeth were messed up. We had to be funny, and it worked. And he's like, it did. Well, he's like, not really you. I don't know what happened to you. He didn't say that. He didn't say it. But, yeah, it's a defense mechanism or something.
Yeah. I don't know about hunks, but any normal-looking guy and down has got to hustle.
Yeah.
And that guy, back on May 10th, Elon, read an email on air that I sent in which addressed the issue of Twitter inflating their active user base, getting sued, and settling with investors to avoid discovery. Elon paused the Twitter deal 3 days later on May 13th. Now that Elon is pulling out of the deal and Twitter is suing, we are getting interesting tidbits about Twitter, and it's worse than we originally thought. In a recent Wall Street Journal article about the lawsuit, the author claims that Twitter is only claiming 206 million active users and admit they likely won't hit their projection this year of 238. In the GOML email from May, we learned that Twitter's Q1 2022 filing claimed 229 million. What's going on here? Are they wiping out tens of millions of accounts, fearing that Elon gets discovery? Did they inflate their user base once again to draw investors? 206 million active users globally is peanuts. This could bring our estimates of America's users down to 1 to 2 million actual real accounts. I have a prediction on this. Twitter has to avoid discovery, so they go for the 33 million they claim they lost in legal fees going into this deal, and they cut and run. Yep. Well, they could do what the SPLC did. They fire everyone that could get in trouble, or everyone quits, so they don't get in trouble. And then they are lucky enough to have a judge who will just sit with it on his lap. My SPLC case is still sitting on the judge's lap. The only recourse I have now, I was talking to Ron Coleman about this, is can we say, why is it that one judge always gets the SPLC cases? That seems unusual. Well, I won't say what it seems. This is from a guy that we don't name. Am I the only one that thinks Jack Posobiec is a douche? I'm aware he's on our team, but the guy's full of himself, referring to himself as Pozo. And today it's no cap Pozo. I've always been suspicious he's a clown in action, given his naval intelligence. Yeah, I think Nick Fuentes thinks he's a Fed. You know my rationale with all this. We need to win before we start splitting hairs on who's annoying and who isn't. Hey, Gavin Rye guy. This will be an interesting assignment because she's a nipperdoodle. How would you rank Yukimi Nagano out of 10? She's the lead singer of Little Dragon. She's got a Japanese father, Swedish mother. On looks alone, she's a 9, but her voice and stage presence make her a 10 to me. See, this is what I find interesting about women and beauty. It's so subjective. Like when Anthony and I talk about chicks, there is zero Venn diagram. If we were both single and out on the town, there would be zero chances of us ever competing for the same girl. And I don't like what he likes, and he doesn't like what I like. So ladies, when you're sitting there talking about unattainable beauty standards and, oh, I hate my ears or my nostrils are too long, there's a guy out there who thinks you're perfect. This is not my cup of tea.
Samesies.
Now, I'm not dumb. I recognize that there's a standard beauty there with high cheekbones and lips and everything. But I don't know. She's a little too harsh for me. I like cute.
What if you picture that you're drinking for a while and you're just looking at that face for a while, and then you're that could improve with drinks probably. Where you're like, because there's not a lot of flaws to her. It's just not an attractive amalgamation of features.
A very difficult amalgamation. So, I could almost give two numbers. For me personally, it's like a 4 or 5, which is dumb because that's just not true. So I'm going to go with, I'll take my own prejudice out of it, and I think it's a 6.9.
She just lost points with me with the wiggerishness.
We don't know much about the father except that he is a hip-hop legend. I did some detective work, and if you go back in time to the approximate date of conception, her band played a few festivals alongside Snoop Dogg.
Ah, no way.
The only hip-hop legend on the lineup.
Holy smokes.
She also would have already known him from the Plastic Beach tour they did with Gorillaz.
Remember?
So that's unfortunate.
You remember Kimbra
Kimbra Lowe?
from the Gautier?
Oh, yeah.
I had a crush
I
on her
kicked
back
her out of
then.
my top 10.
Yeah. Dude, this is why she's kicked out of my... I had, like, a thing for her at the time. This whole, like, I don't even know... It's, like, hip-hoppy... Or just weird and witchy. But it's too full of itself. So
Why
I
is
was
she
like,
covering her own song? Wait, this is the song.
yeah.
Ryan, are you introducing us to...
No, her movements are
her movements.
gay,
Phew.
weird, and they lost points. Movements?
Yes,
Oh, that's
the
what
one
it is.
with the thing who will be the maker of change.
The world in which the world goes.
Show her now. I have to see her.
Amanda Gorman?
Poet laureate. So irritating.
We are the world. The one that the world is
I
waiting
totally dropped the
for.
ball on that liberal webpage we got to make. 'Cause
Oh,
it would
yeah,
be
yeah,
great
yeah.
to do a whole article about her incredible movements. Now, we've all seen this one. Find a different one.
I just
It's
thought
so
to,
insincere, too. We can be a face for change. What are you doing? Oh, no.
No king before. Everybody look left, look right, everywhere you
Right?
look.
What's
I'm
right?
standing in the spotlight.
Am I alt right?
These were the words that I repeated to myself as I walked into the LA audition room where 100 other
What
girls
is happening?
What were you auditioning to be born?
trying out to be Nala on Broadway, New York.
Broadway?
Is she a 40-year-old Jewish woman from the 60s?
No, but that's that British thing. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I want to appear on Broadway.
Well, that's very nice.
My mate's making a doll what shits itself.
The air
are you
smelled
doing?
of Hollywood and desperation. You know,
Desperation.
Wow.
This is the poet laureate. Can't even use the language. But this must be an old one of hers. 'cause
This is 2021. I think
Oh.
she's forcing this. You know when you go through a phase?
Oh,
you're
now
like,
she has a new,
I have a new
verbal
voice.
affectation.
They'll step the foot out to trip you. They'll be doing pirouettes around just to show off.
Pirouettes around? What is going on with her?
Randomly just do a backflip.
Did she get a
because
cleft palate at some point?
It sounds like Yeezy when he did that mouth wired shut tour.
They can. Whatever. And walking in, I was just really glad that I would never be like that. And
Wait, she did not talk
I would
like this.
never be. Go find another one of her.
Okay.
She developed a lisp.
She's doing something to make herself different. Okay, this was 1 year ago.
When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade?
Million R's,